right, welcome back, and to another edition of the Salone Sports Show, Max Tribune um platform, the Max Tribune Sports, and one for welcome me as usual as I get me co-host with Emmanuel. We they expect Rashida and Shade for join me later in the show, but in the meantime, I don't say gonna have to prepare for the London derby, and they play against Chelsea very soon. So not gonna take much time in the show. But anyways, I'm now welcome Emmanuel. Emmanuel, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Magdalene, and some viewers out there on Akusha, on Akaba, on Adu as always.
All right, Emmanuel. I don't know how for start. Let we start with the African Cup in Sydney. Yesterday was another day of hectic planning matches and preparation and all, and we see draws, win, loss, and some teams then get winning, some then loss. First of all, we round up public because you've been there around the venue.
Yeah, Magdalene, yesterday it was another beautiful day as the sun was shining and everybody been up within 8 games as people were trying to retain their positions in the tournament while some were almost in the exit doors and some were trying to solidify their positions into the quarterfinals which were upset by some other teams. But it was a good day as yesterday we see we are in South Sudan we get a 2-2 draw alongside with Sierra Leone, whereby we see Sierra Leone puts up an outstanding performance, but yet they were denied by the South Sudanese boys and kept them to a draw, which likely see the Sierra Leone team exiting the tournament in the group stage again this year. And we see along again Cape Verde get a 1-1 draw. A win by Cape Verde should have qualified them automatically to the quarterfinals, but yet still they have a game to play against Togo to make them be either if they win that game against Togo, then Keba will be on top of the table and they will be qualified to play the quarterfinals. But as it stands presently, Cape Verde are on 10 points and Nigeria is on 8 points and DR Congo is on 7 points. So which means that the group is a bit still tight. So the last game, which is next week of the group stage, will determine the two qualifiers of that group. So it means a draw for Cape Verde and will take them to something like 11 points. And Nigeria must have a win against that of Congo, which will take them, if a win from Congo will take them to 11 points. A draw from Congo will take them to 9 points. And if definitely Cape Verde beat Togo, that means that Nigeria might be the possible qualifiers and that of Cape Verde for the quarterfinals. And we see Zimbabwe has an outstanding result here, starting to beat Tanzania by 7 goals to 1, which means they're heading the table. So they are also very in a very comfortable position presently to play the quarterfinal. And it is likely Group C and Group D, which is that of the group of Zimbabwe and Cape Verde, when we play against each other in the quarterfinals. A lot of interesting results came up as we also saw yesterday the game against Sudan and Egypt was an interesting encounter wherein Sudan suffered a early red card, but yet still they were able to put up an outstanding performance. Even though they didn't finish the match, but they were leading at 3-2 in the 80th minute when I left. So it was yet a good day yesterday in the entire tournament, Magdalene.
All right, that was a good recap of the tournament. But let's listen from what some of the technical officers have actually the post match interview, especially with the Sierra Leone coach, Tony Cole.
We play one of the toughest team, and they're the defending champion. So get a point from them. It's a great feeling.
Talking about the defending champion and toughest team, this team don't score more than 15 goals in this current tournament,
Yeah.
but you limit them to two against you and score against them.
Yep.
What do you think say this mean for you moving forward?
Well, a lot. as we got a young team with these points or with this performance. I'm sure the boys going to build from this and get a better tournament at the end of the day. And for next season, I think we're going to encourage more boys with this performance to join the team and help build the team for a better future.
Seems like so many decisions go against you and your side. What do you think about the officiating?
Well, it's been happening. No, it's not the first time. This is the third time now. The officials have been going against us every single day. So I don't know. I'm going to talk to my management and for them to put it across the board. But it's hard, I can't do anything as the coach, you know.
One more game to go against Senegal.
Yeah.
What's in your expectation?
Well, it's a win. It's a 3 points, and I'm sure with this performance, I'm sure we're going to get a 3 points from them.
Are you comfortable with the performance of the team in all the matches when I don't play?
Yes, because it's a young team, and I believe in them. They've been improving every single day, and I believe they're going to keep improving for the next game and for the next tournaments.
This is not the first year you serve as a coach after we don't captain the team. The
Yes.
fans are not happy because the match winning rates low. So what you go to say to the fans them in reassuring them, if not for this season, but next season, Sierra Leone will be a stronger side.
Well, I'm just going to apologize because as a as a former captain and also a new coach with a new team, young boys, all the experienced players, they all left. So I'm sure we're gonna move forward from here. We're gonna develop. They just have to take time, patience, and trust the boys that they can improve. They can do better for the future. And I'm just gonna say I'm sorry to them for the results and ask them for forgiveness.
All right, that's the voice of Coach Tony Cole, the Salone coach. Well, Emmanuel, I'm not gonna play your voice because you there already. You represent. And quick one, let me take up for Coach Ibi when at the head for the women team. And Coach Ibi don't win 2 games, and out of the two, he does score 10 goals. And it's like the guys them there on top of situation. Let me just listen waiting Coach Ibi be get for say.
I thought that we did really well. The players that we played today dug deep as we had players missing, and we just had to work with what we had today with limited numbers. And I'm happy that we got the win, and happy we didn't concede a goal. So that's excellent from the team.
Scoring 4 goals and keeping clean sheets, was that one of your expectations?
Yeah, so what we tried to do was try to move the ball a bit better today. I know it was a different surface from the synthetic field we played before, but what we did was try to move the ball as well as we can and try to be solid in defence. And that was the key to get the result that we got today. So that was
A
key.
total of 10 goals in 2 matches means your attack is doing the work you want them to do. So,
Yeah.
what's your plan moving forward?
Yeah, it's definitely to build on that in terms of the attack to get everybody on the same page. I can see that the midfield and the strikers are working well, having a good chemistry as well as the wide players. So we just want to keep on building that and get better and better every game because we know that down the road our goal is to try to win it all. So we have to just keep on getting better and better.
Missing a couple of players today, but you managed to sail through. Was that a difficult moment for you, or you already set up your plan earlier?
Yeah, it was a bit challenging in terms of the missing players. Some of them, the key players in the lineup. So I had to sort of make a couple of adjustments just to make sure that the core players that we had were the key part of getting the result. And then the new players that I did bring in, I just had to make sure they had clear instructions on what to do, and I did a good job of that.
A tough game next weekend against Ghana, West African counterpart, rival. How are you going to approach them?
Well, yes, we know what Ghana can bring to the table. We do know that in terms of what we need to achieve is to come in from the get-go. So we have to get off to a good start and move the ball well, and we'll definitely be able to give ourselves a good chance.
Okay, Emmanuel, quick one. Waiting go be you take on the interviews with both coaches, and also you take on your own match where una draw and waiting are your expectation ahead of next week.
That was a brilliant response from Coach Ibi Schneider. I think these are one of the household name in the female football industry where they do extremely well. And kudos to Magdalene. This are one of the guys where we know they try for promoting business now, but he's gone in the clinical football in Sydney, Australia. And through that, most of we young boys and they get very good football training sessions. And we see quality touches them from the people who are able to go through the academy system or training system. I appreciate it. And I have no doubt in waiting it to do because this is one of the guy we know football to the fingertip, Magdalene. And they do extremely well with young talent in every aspect of the game, from the defenders to the midfielder and making you a little an attacker. In terms of fitness sessions, is very good. So I'm not surprised getting the result from the female team of Sierra Leone. And I know you'll be able to maintain in trophy where he win with the team last year. And so that's of Coach Tony. And he's new within the coaching service. And there's a lot of challenges we surround in industry or in office present we need for be fixed. Because if you can be a very good coach and you not get the tool we surround the office, at least you will get some lot of challenges for get the results where the community will demand. But I think the need for get more chance and support that is required for your office, and at the end of the day, we will see the Sierra Leone team go move to another level. And for the
All
Cape
right.
Verde team, and we see some technical issues. And yesterday, we like a draw for we like was a loss from the Cape Verde point of view. But we can always say soccer has a probability of three. It's either a win, a loss, or a draw. So whatever results you get for the day, you need to go back to your drawing board and see what was the cause of those results you achieved on that day. Whether it was a victory, waiting on a do lead to on a victory, it was a draw waiting on a do lead to a draw. So the technical staff don't go sit back and they don't view what was the mistake that led to that draw, because it was a match where Cape Verde deserved a 3 points from, and I don't know. They at the end of the day, it was a shared point. So the technical team don't see the mistake, and they work very hard again this week for make sure that against Togo this weekend they come with a very strong approach and take the 3 points and solidify the quarterfinal position.
All right. Thanks, Emmanuel. I want to say we condolence to the Biggie family for sake of the Bo Rangers technical director we died yesterday, Eric Lansana, and also Eric Nabin, former team manager for Leon Stars at one particular point. Now a great man will like the game so much. He don't put so much interest in the game. He gets so much idea around the game, and it's a big loss not only to Bo Rangers but Sierra Leone as a country and the football family because, like I say, Eric gets his own strategies. Them he gets ways where he thinks say the game can change and improvement can take place. But now with all lost I think a big loss, a big gap. I'll pray that the family will be consoled and we serve as sports people them go take heart and believe say now God will give in and take them. So by God in power, we go follow up with when and now then go do the burial and then so people then go be aware from we platform we want for attend and sympathize with the family. Emmanuel, we still wait for Rashida for coming. We don't join. We see they go in and out of the room. But like I said today, we not get much for say, but we want for talk to the girls, and one of them no join with. So now that Arsenal they prepare for play today against Chelsea, as a fan of Arsenal, see the in Arsenal jersey, wait. What do you expect from them? I see Jabi, they say, will they win this game? Jabi, I don't ask this question, you don't answer. Win the game. What's not your expectation from the? I know as Arsenal fan, you want follow now win. As a United fan, a draw will be better for we or for letting noise pollution stop. Letting noise pollution stop, go let Chelsea win. But what's not your expectation?
And Magdalene, I can always tell people that football are
Yeah, Emmanuel, you mic it off.
okay. Could you get me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. And we can always say, man, football has its own season, and each team gets a season where they can bounce back very strong, and the odds of the day can favor them. And we see this particular season, things are going to go down well for the team Arsenal, especially in the English Premier League. We'd expect a must win today for solidify we top position again in the English Premier League. We know say no get for be an easy match because especially we see with former striker Emik Aubameyang playing against us today. And it's been the first time since he left home for can play back home. But we get for get a good welcome in hand and show that Emirates is where football belongs. So it's also good today we see we sign in Zinchenko to return back to the left wing when Elneny, one of we key midfield players, don't be returned back to the squad. We the help for strengthening the midfield in case of Thomas Partey has any knock or blow or any fatigue level, we will come back and support the team. And we see this with Nelson, we also don't put up an outstanding performance, they part of the squad, and Saka is back again into the starting lineup. So it's for me it's a must win for Arsenal or take them back on top of the Premier League. I know many people out there we anti Arsenal, they hope forget a loss for Arsenal, say for stop the noise pollution, but that's what makes football
Then we
interesting. Every
call me
team
name,
every team gets
Emmanuel.
in season.
Call me name, no go and beat around the bush.
Every team gets in season. So if it's the time for Arsenal, you don't say where Arsenal don't they cry. Hey we, hey boo. If it's time for now for us to celebrate, let's enjoy the moment.
All right, enjoy while it lasts. But looking at the game and how Chelsea also been drop points. Was it last weekend when they lost 4-0
Yeah,
to their coaching former team? Things
Brighton.
they go bounce. Now they ask you a question where um I want for let you let be objective. Think so that would be a tough match because then they go on for bounce back and get a victory for recover from last weekend disappointment.
Magdalene, the London Derby has always been something we not to an easy match. Arsenal and Chelsea do always get an interesting outcome of results whenever they can meet up. And we remember since the exit of Jose Mourinho, the Chelsea dominance be don't drop down. So we see when Arsenal self he always ready for body everyone and give Chelsea good ones whenever they can meet up. So we dey expect for still Chelsea yet for put up a good fight, a good challenge, because that was a terrible loss last week to Brighton, and they want for revive and then that loss and give more smile to the face of the supporters there. But when Arsenal are coming in to make sure that they maintain their leading position into the league, and you see today Chelsea move into a 4-3-3 formation. It means that the coach is aware about the little attacking strength of Arsenal. So last week they played with a 3 defense, and today they've moved with a 4 defense. So it means that the coach and the technical team have taken a back look of how Arsenal team is playing, and they realize that with the strength of the attackers that Arsenal are having presently, their pace and speed on and little runs on the ball, it's better they play on the 4 defense to be on a more safer side than playing on a 3 defense. Because we see when they play on a 3 defense, the mistake of Silva and we cause them a lot of gaps in that defense. So bringing a 4-3-3 system capable help to defend for cover up in terms of any slight mistakes.
All right, thank you, Manuel. We'll come back to the European football with lots of matches playing today, but we don't get with two guests them ready now for the show proper. One more time, welcome to the show, Rashida Kilingas Kamara.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you for such opportunity. Hello to everyone, fellow fans, fellow families of Sierra Leone and Sierra Pratt.
All right. Sade Pratt, one of we top Sierra Leonean professional women footballer. Not anybody know about Sade. I come for know about until Rashida and I start for. He gets so many things about apart from football. We go tell it today. Sade, I hope you understand the Creole.
I do. Thank you, Mac. Thanks for having me on the show today.
You're welcome. All right, but before I talk to Shadila, I go to Rashida. Rashida, quick one. You don't see the female football don't start. I think we go up to week 4 now in the matches that we play, and we see Sierra Leone police as usual don't continue for dominate, even though they lead the table jointly with one of the teams then from the provinces, and that's now one of the when I'm Gbonya win. I think we host one of them last week, and that's very much important from for that team they come from Moyamba. Tell me what I take about the league and how you feel when finally one post will be done the push for let the game play.
I'll just say I'm so excited. I don't even know which kind of words for say for put the excitement in, but I'm really, really so excited for me to really start because I know because I was there and I know the kind of pain with the beginning to go through and with the players to go through. So I'm really, really so excited about it. I'm really excited about the league.
All right, so you see any improvement from when you be the play to now? Waiting change in the league, and or you think see any challenges they waiting for work towards?
Firstly, kudos to all the stakeholders and where contribute for make this league stand. And secondly, there are a lot of changes where I see in the league because people are not be the things say I'm in the league ever play, but now the league don't play, and you just see the enthusiasm in the league and everything. You do know say yes. The league don't come out to another level. Teams that way they expect say teams then go beat them 4, 5, 6, 7. They're not even. I mean, they're in big teams and they draw with the likes of my own team, especially FC Salone draw with Korea last week. So it's and they also lose to Ramke. I really okay, not feel good that time and day. But I mean, you just see say the league don't boost up. The league don't go to another level now. Every team want for win games. So the league don't get momentum. So I think say great seeing that way everybody want for showing self, want for execute their talent. I think it's really really great.
I
And
don't
in
know if you
terms
get
of
an idea. Yeah, go ahead. Go
pardon?
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
In terms of things that we don't need for change, maybe I think say this is just a start. Let me see how the first phase will end. Then we can see waiting the lapses because it's been a while since the league not they play. So for now, I do believe say every single teams and players in the tie for cup. So for now, we can see among feel say some of the players when they complain because they still adjust. It's been a while, like I said, the league not play. So maybe after the first phase, then we can see what do we need for work on and every other stuff.
All right. So I don't know if you are aware about the situation always surround some teams then with the foreign players they wouldn't come with. I think it's Ramke, one of them, where they get issue with some player who pull from Mali or Guinea or so. Are you think so then for settle this issue? Because I think the inclusion of the foreign players then bring some kind of excitement into the league and so competitiveness.
I think say that's why we do have the bodies, the football association. So before that, they I do believe say they get a rules when they don't put. So you as a team, if you really want for make you team strengthen with foreign players, or if you really want, if you know say that player so much important to you, I think say you don't follow the rules by this time. But all said and done, you're not gonna blame anybody at this particular time. But I think say. I get a press release yesterday where I read. I think say the foreign players are now eligible for play the league because waiting I find out it was due to one or two misunderstanding and also some of them do not be receive the ITC. We're not entitled to them for play. I do believe saying that the most important thing and the way the club forget for the players where enable them for play. So if you don't get time, I'm afraid. I mean, and besides, we all need to go through the same rules because it's everywhere. Even in neighboring country, they know the joke for that. Liberia, if you don't get an ITC, you're not entitled to play in their league. So I think it's a good one for Sierra Leone for they abide in the rules, and also I do believe say all the clubs in themselves will abide in the rules, even though it affects a lot of clubs, including my own club FC Calon, because we get our one or two foreign players in our team already. We supposed to play now. So, but anyway, a good one anyway. You as a team, you need to abide to the rules and regulation of the board. So I think say
All
them
right.
they don't travel.
Okay, thank you, Rashida. I want to shout out some of we viewers, and before I come to Shade, Lance P, what's up? Long time, Lance P, Lance P of KTR, the big man. Shout out to Cherino Tijalo, somebody where they watch we all the way from Liberia, Ahmed Jabi, the Arsenal man. They wait now for the game very soon. They will get kick off, but they lost today. And Unisa Rogers, and also shout out to all the one the way they watch, we not tell where to say that they watch from, but just tell we now the comment section, and also ask questions as we get Shade and Rashida. We are two professional players where they play football abroad. Here for you see because all the time they tell now about we man players and players abroad, but now don't they find out about we female players them as well. Like come to you, Shade. Firstly, tell we waiting now you connection with Sierra Leone.
Both of my parents were born in Freetown, Sierra Leone, so I'm of Creole descendant. And I was able to visit the country about 2 or 3 years ago for in December for Christmas. I still have family that lives in Sierra Leone. So it's always been a dream of mine to come back to the country and to do some form of association with the women's football team there.
All right. So people where they see for the first time or know it for the first time go want to know who that Nashade and what's in football journey look like.
I have been playing football since I was a kid. I was blessed enough to go to college to play the sport. And after college, I was drafted into the American League in 2015, where I went to New Jersey for a little bit. In 2016, I was able to play with the Portland Thorns out in Portland. And officially in 2017, I went to start my European journey. I started out in Norway, playing in the top division. In 2018, I moved to Sweden to also play in the top division. In 2019, I went to Portugal to play for 2 years in the top division for Sporting Club de Braga. And due to COVID, I stopped my career in 2020 and came back to America. And here I was playing and training. And so far, I had a little injury, but just recovering from that, and I'll be playing again soon.
So which of the club will you return to? Are you going back to Braga or you just playing in America?
I think I might play for a smaller club here in America at the time. I currently was blessed enough to get a job in footwear design. So I currently work for Nike out in Portland now. So I'll probably reside in Portland. And we have some clubs coming up here in America trying to start more of a USL women's league. So I'm hoping to start playing in that when more clubs pick up next summer.
So for many people they don't want their girl child to play soccer. It's something that's been like a huge fight. Like when a lot of girls go to the field or start kicking the ball, some people look at them negatively. And how does it feels like playing the game as a woman at a pro
I mean,
level?
it's great. My parents never discouraged me from any sport I wanted to try. You know, education always came first. For me, though, also, football helped my education. In America, we pay a lot of money to go to university. And this is one of those ways to not have to pay. You know, because I took football and my education seriously, I was able to use football to get that education. And I think football is discouraged for women in many countries, not just Sierra Leone. Um, but when you see the things you can do with it, I've traveled the world playing football. I didn't have the money to travel the world, but football allowed me to do so. I've learned other languages. I've met lifelong friends. I've learned many life lessons. And those are all things from football. And so, though it is discouraged and men's football is encouraged more, I think it is a beautiful game and women should continue to play, little girls should continue to play. And it really does start from a young age as well. You can pick it up at any age, but to get the girls and the younger women involved is very important, I think, in development. And it's something people should continue to do and encourage their kids to do because it is very important.
All right. So you talk about speaking many languages. Viewers would like to know how many languages you speak, and
I don't speak many languages, but I do try to understand.
okay.
So traveling to other countries and not being able to read anything to understand what the coach is saying, you do have to take it upon yourself to sit there and learn different words, and you have to learn how to communicate with your teammates. So football is football at the end of the day. The ball and the body language communicate, but I do have to pick up on some words. So every country I've been in, I've tried to learn at least how to say things just to get by. Most people do speak English, but I think it's a disservice to only speak English and let people cater to you. I think you also have to try to learn what they're trying to say. And also, it just makes grocery shopping a lot easier when you can't read anything in another language.
During your career in Europe, did you ever play in the Champions League for women's?
I did. So, coming to Sporting Club de Braga in Portugal, I specifically went to that team because we were going to play in the Champions League. We made club history that year in 2019. It was the first time the club had made it to Champions League. We had to play within the bracket to get into the Champions League. So we started off in Latvia and we played a couple teams there and we made it to the round of 32 championship where we drew PSG. Which was fun. I had a friend who played on that team at the time. So we went to Paris and played them, and they also came to Braga and played us in Portugal. The result didn't fare our way, but we did make club history, and it's always been my dream to play in Champions League and make it to the big rounds. And we made it to the round of 32, so I'm proud of us and proud of what the club could do and represent Portugal on a bigger scale.
All right, continue to stay with us, Sade. Famble, you listen to or you watch the Salone Sports Show, and today we host two professional Sierra Leonean footballers. I was gonna say for Sade inside we day and we outside we say soccer. So we they talk to them because one for get with woman players, not to all tell them what they right, but Salone players abroad, which is more Michael the player and John the play. So we need to talk about with woman. So because Sierra Leone don't they do well and represent in every level. So we women for the play abroad need the attention. So the one them where they in football go able to recognize them and start for invite them. Like people like Sade willing for play for Sierra Leone if they get the opportunity. And you want for representing in parents their country of origin. So if you watch the show, share up so go reach the SLFA people then. And also go SLFA people then at the page. Emmanuel, you don't listen to Sade. Waiting now your input so far.
First and foremost, I want to say big thanks Magdalene and to Max Tribune Sport for hosting these two wonderful guests today. It's a pride that we are now seeing the nation is pushing towards inclusion in the game of soccer. Before we've seen our sisters were abandoned, left out in this game that we call soccer, and most of the finance and support were directed towards male football. But today the association, the SLFA, is giving attention back again to these wonderful ladies to have the opportunity to showcase their talents in the sport that they love. And so, I mean, Sister Rashida, it's very good at what you're doing back home, advocating for the game to play back in that lovely nation called Sierra Leone. We know the challenges that is surrounded around female football in terms of injuries and the recovery, food, materials towards keeping you guys playing the game. But you guys are doing it out of the true love that you have. And some of us, we went through the game there without any financial support from any media houses. The support came to our parents. If we get injured, we're being covered by our parents. Not like in other institutions or other nations whereby you can use the sport to develop your career, just as our sister there, Shada Pratt, is enjoying. In nations like out here, like Australia or America, through sports, you can get yourself educated without having a dime coming from the pocket of your parents. But for our sisters that are there back home, they have to go through the hard way. And I say a big shout out to you, my sister Rashida. Keep the good work. Don't give up. And I'm sure that there is a light at the end of the tunnel for what you're doing. And it's a
Talk
big
and
joy for
skate.
me. Yeah.
And I dey support FC Salone. Now Arsenal Rashida back there. Now they support the
And
truth.
it's a pride for WFC Cologne. It's always a joy when we see we players them out there. They do extremely well, and kudos to you, Rashida. No lose hope. Even the loss we lost to Ramke, we know say there are more games to play. We can bounce back very
Yeah,
highly
sure.
during the tournament.
Rashida. What Rashida is doing is it's not good because she has so many friends and she's supporting conflict
That's
of
it, man.
interest.
That's the sport life industry, Magdalene. It's always part of it. There's always gonna be conflict of interest in sports.
All
Yeah,
right.
and so it's a Shadi Pratt. It's very good seeing you. So that being the first time, hearing short details from you, Magdalene. I'm so overwhelmed. So this shows that we have a lot of potentials out there for our nation. And this is a high time that we give more concentration in building our national team. With short laurel and level of achievement you've got on you, my sister, we can use that as a transformation point towards our female football back home. Because this is what we need. This is what we are looking for. You can serve as a motivational tool to our sisters back home that football is not being played for fun, but you can use it as a career development point. You've used football to empower yourself that you can have a life after football. So this is a sign for our sisters that there's a life after football and there's a life they can make through football. Some of us are here today, Magdalene. We give thanks to God through the sporting sectors because without sports today, who knows what else we might have ended up to. But sport has helped us now to pioneer other aspects of our lives. So we are very grateful, and I hope our sister continue to recover very well and continue to play this beautiful game that you love.
All right, thank you, Emmanuel. Keep on staying with us. We go do quick because these two Arsenal people don't go out on go for let them go to that they beat them. But we don't worry. We Manchester will go beat that today. We dey go top four today. Rashida, I see you move from one club to another. The club you play for last season, you don't move and you're in a new club now. Just take people through how your new environment, the club you play for, and why you to make the move.
Thank you so much for short questions. Firstly, I just want to tell people that I think last week or week before last, I do believe yeah, I'll update some of my fans there on the page. Presently now, the club where I moved to win up Unique, we get a financial constraints, so they shut down the club, and as of now, the club is not running. Only the males and the academy teams, they're not in the run presently, but no female clubs. The only female side where they run are the academy females. So then say they want to concentrate on grooming these young girls for now, due to lack of financial constraints. So as of now, I'm without a club, but I'm still hoping that in December to January I get another move for good to other side for play. So as of now, just training and looking forward to things.
All right, so you everything then at the hands of your agent now.
Yeah, obviously.
All right, so Rashida, while you dey build up your physical ability and training for keep yourself fit, um, tell me about your experience in playing in Armenia.
It's been so great, so good so far, and one of the things I like about the Armenian leagues, um, everywhere you go, it's been effective. Anytime you go, you just see the momentum of the girls. They're ready for play, want for win games. All they focus on is on winning. So, and also one of the things I admire most about these people is that, I mean, they get every single. So, and also one of the things I admire most about these people is that they get every single pitch for you from U8, 9, 10 for all those players. So they really they try to groom their country, try to make football as a top priority. So I think say with all these things that we had to see really motivate me a lot for tomorrow. So I think so far so good. It's been great, and the experience has been great so far.
Okay. All right. So you reached me out like 3 weeks ago. You begin into me about players who they play abroad when I Sierra Leonean and them. And you tell me say we need to do research and then we start and you give me some clue and update numbers, phone numbers, direct link to Instagram and I do my research. Why you take up this? I know you don't do a lot for ensure say the league play back home. You in a post will be in they talk, you speak on behalf of your company them, but now you don't take on to international level. Why you decide for go that far?
Magdalene, yesterday I'll be the watch Barcelona game and watch PK will retire. Even though I'm not a fan of PK, but she has drawn me out because sometimes I can just sit down and imagine the day I go retire, how I go do like what I go do without sport. So I can just sit down and imagine all that stuff. Because football, for me, football is my life. It means a lot to me. We live, breathe, or anything. Who that know me say, for me, football means a lot, whole life. So taking this journey, I look at things and in other countries then say like the likes of Nigeria's and the other countries and say they get respect for female football and also for female players and outside. Now one of the things and then the we as a Sierra Leoneans the way that female players and they suffer from when we lack because if we just sit on the play or the home games them in the leagues, yes, it's good for that we develop the league, but at the same time, it will be more development on the national side for that we get players them out there with the play. We get great experience. We will come in and also help the local players. Them. So I decide saying that one of the things and then they will kill we. And also I do believe say if we get the players them outside, we go come overseas for camp, help the local players and for play. We will get a bright future. We'll get a very good national team from U15 upwards. So I thought I'm fit say it's good I bring in all the foreign players them from outside, try for bringing them together for let the stakeholders them know say they don't need to focus more on the men them. We are here too. They need to focus on us as well. And let me try for build up the national levels. So with that, and I do believe say if we get all these players and come on board and also get them on the national side, most of the local players then go down and try to develop themselves as well. So that one of the things and that will motivate me and boost me and try to get all these players and on board. We're really and ready for represent the country as a whole.
All right. Um, you think say you don't achieve your goals?
We little by little and with faith, I think say yes, because they're really these players are really motivating me. Like it's not just they're not like I when I go at the beef, they're not just go tell me say no, I don't want to because looking at the way things are going in Sierra Leone and see the way how the leagues and the leagues they go go. So maybe some man will just say, okay, I don't want to play for Sierra Leone, but they were always giving me a positive answer. And one of the players even that even message me and tell me say, hi, I really want to play for the national team. It's been so long I wanted to get in touch with somebody who helped me to represent the country. So I think for me that is very good for the country because for that player where they play out there with the UK, they try to represent the country, putting the country first because you're level for representing the other countries, but it doesn't fit say you want for representing your own country. So I think it's a good start, and with waiting I don't start to do so. I think say with time everything will be okay.
All right, so Rashida, that's a good drive. Make a come again to Shade. Shade, um, we've real like Eunice. I hope say you still a talkie. They ask where is Shade Pratt. Shade is here already now. Why they ask? Why they ask Unisa? Okay, so Shade, what's about you achievement them in the game? We will like for let you share your story about the achievement. We'll come to you artwork because I follow you on Instagram. As you say, you're very good on artwork as well. But tell us more about your football achievement then.
Yeah, I started off in college as a defender. Um, I also played up top as a forward, anywhere on the wing. Um, it was great to be drafted. I know no one in the world does the drafting
Uh,
system like America. Can you hear me?
somebody's echoing on the background. Is somebody listening from the phone? All right, Shadi, go ahead. Yeah, you get some bad sound. Okay,
How about
Shadi.
now?
Yeah, it's all
Good.
right.
Yeah, in 2016, the Portland Thorns, we won the league. So that was nice to be a part of a winning team. Um, when I went to my team in Norway, I think we finished third or fourth in the league. So that was a fun accomplishment to be close. In Sweden in 2018, we made league history by being the first. That was the first time the team had seen the top division. Um, and so that was amazing to be part of their club history. And I was able to score the first goal for the club ever, being in the top division there. So that was a big feat to accomplish there. And I think a lot more of my achievements came in 2019 with Braga in Portugal, being able to play Champions League. I scored 3 goals in that week to bring us to the round to get into the bigger Champions League out of those qualifying stages. And that was fun to help the team. And that was where I played my most minutes out of all the leagues. They play a lot of games there, from different cups to different tournaments there. And I think that was really fun to be a part of for that club and also be able to make history there as well.
Okay. Two questions for Shade and one for Rashida. I'll start with you, Rashida. Alfred from Moritown, they say. I think the echo they come from you, Rashida.
Me, eh?
Yes.
Okay, I'll join you back soon. 1 minute.
All right. Sola asks Shade a question. Shade, one question. They say, I want to know what position she's playing, and this one is coming from Aruna, and also Unisa also asked the same question about your field position, and the other question says, How is she doing now with her injury? Is she in recovery moment, or is she still undergoing medical treatment from Abdurrahman?
So I play a little bit of everywhere. I've played up top as a forward, as your number nine, full striker, scoring goals. Um, I was transitioned to the wing, so I play a 7 or 11 on the left or the right, um, running end line to end line, crossing balls. And I also play as a fullback on the right. So you can see me as a right fullback on defense, either up top, depending on the system, if it's a 4-3-3 on either wing, or as your number nine in the top. So it's always nice. If there's an injury, I just rotate on the field instead of coming out the pitch. In terms of my injury, I tore my ACL training at the end of last year. So I'm actually in month 8. So I'm running, I'm sprinting, I'm getting back to football now. So it's been nice to have the assistants here to get me back. So I should be playing soon within the next month or two here. So I'm excited.
Okay, keep the questions coming, and Shade and Rashida will answer to you. Shade, let's talk now about your plans. Like, what are some of the plans you have for your career? Maybe probably after your recovery, what do you what are you thinking of doing?
So right now, I currently just work as a footwear designer at Nike. So I design shoes all day long, which is nice because I love sport and I love football, and it's nice to design for athletes. Currently, my plan is to recover here. So as I'm recovering, I'll soon be joining local clubs here in America to help me train. Some of my dreams to play for Sierra Leone for a long time. I know the team has kind of been not existing. So it's always been hard to find anyone to contact to even know who to contact. And so finding players like Rashida and seeing that the league is starting to come back has been nice to contact people to get my name out there. And so, the plan is to hopefully we have games next year and I'll be joining the team
Okay,
and
so
hopefully represent play for them.
so you're talking about working for Nike and designing shoe, and what I found out from your page or Instagram was that you are an artist as well.
I
So
am, yes.
how are you like doing the same both football and doing arts at the same time? How are you managing your time between them?
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough. I've always been busy since I was younger. I mean, this is the American way. We don't really take breaks or take life easy here. So I've always loved art, and my parents have always known. It's not something I wanted to go to school for, though, because I know art doesn't really amount to much sometimes. But later on in life, I took it on. I was doing it full time at one point too during my playing career, so it's nice. It's something I've always loved to do, and to have people willing to pay for my art, or have people and businesses allow me into their business to create pieces for their business on their walls. It's been fun. It's something I do outside of work. So I go to work, and then after work or before work, before work I train, I go to work, and then after work I do art. So I always am always working. But I love everything I do, so I don't really see it as work too much.
Okay, so if you just join we in name na Shade Pratt, one of we few Sierra Leonean women there where they play football abroad, and they don't play up to the Europe Champions League for women's. When you talk about Europe Champions League, the first person where you go think of now Africa na Ashishat Ashiola for Nigeria, where they play for Barca, and you go think about other players them as well, like Rashida for is it Atletico Madrid or so, instead of Nigerian. So if we don't find out, so we own sister self don't play that level there, it's a big plus for we all. and he willing for car representing country after a nursing injury. Rashida, before you go, you question that the person may ask say why you no go come back na Salone and play the league while she dey wait for get another contract abroad.
Um, it was something with on my mind, but I want to say this. For me, your advantage and a disadvantage. The advantage is, I know a lot of people want to make a comeback and boost the very big advantage for the country, and it will boost the league more. For me, no, a disadvantage because that's something where I want to pursue for a very long time, and I don't get them. So I know it's not easy, but if you want to go forward, you always want to look at the top. You always want to look at the top. You want to go forward, you always need for move, you know. So for me, I think say the time where the transfer window they open to the time for comeback is very much closer. So if not being in the summer, okay, it's good. But winter is already here, and also I'll soon have a club because I do believe in our faith. I do have one. So I just look at them that way. I said, okay, let me try to stay back and work myself out, and then get to where I want to be. So
All right.
yeah, that's the decision I
Okay.
made.
Welcome to the show, Mr. T. Mr. T of Blacktown. My question goes to Sade Pratt. I want to know if she gets the opportunity to come and play in the Sierra Leone League. Will she accept the offer? Oh, that's a big one from Champions League. Sade, that's a question I will not answer. Let me put it on your table.
Um, yeah, that's a big ask for me. But like Rashid said, I think the men's team has done this great job with like Kai Kamara and other players to find players abroad. And one thing I do is coach as well in my free time. I love coaching the youth. I do individual sessions, and I would love to come to the league and play a game or two, or just come to clubs and help players, help the younger youth as well, do clinics and things like that. I think football is a game about giving back. Um, we constantly have to give back, no matter what your achievements are, how high you think you've played. You're constantly learning from players, and you constantly have to teach and give women the game back as well.
Okay, thank you for that. We move on with the show. We will come round up quickly. I don't know if the Arsenal people and team don't score, but they want to go watch game. But Shade, another thing you touched about you wanting to assist in the coaching area, which you already mentioned that you have knowledge or you have experience in. So, will you like to invest your time in help to develop local structure for like under 10 girls, under 13 girls, because we are seeing that a lot in the men's category of football in Sierra Leone, but it's difficult to see that in the women's category. In fact, to find women girls to play is very difficult because people don't want their children to play soccer for reason best known to them.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to come back and help in any capacity I can. I think it's very important to start from a very young age, to get people involved, to, learn the basics. There's no age limit on when you can start the game, but when you see those players who do go on to play at Champions League, those kids started under 10s, under 8s, so that is very important. And I mean, it's all about health too. Kids are running around playing all day long anyways, and doing games. And I think being in an organized sport, I think health should be taken seriously, especially at a youth age. And it doesn't really matter what your child or your girl is doing. That's important, just to get them out and playing, because health is important.
Okay. Unisa is saying Max Driving Sport there is a Sierra Leone girl playing in Sweden, and her name is Monica Jusu. Rashida, you know about that player? Rashida, la put you my call.
I want to give kudos to. You get me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Of course, I will give kudos to Unisa. Unisa is one of the people that has been helping me to get those players. All thanks to him. Kudos to you, Unisa. As for Monica Jusu, she really, really, she's a Sierra Leonean girl, I would say, because I think her parents are from Sierra Leone. But presently, she's training her career in Sweden, and she has played for the U17. National team in Sweden, and also I think the U20 as well. Also, she's able to play for Sierra Leone, but the problem is that I don't know, but maybe because she was not raised in Sierra Leone, so she's finding it difficult to try to accept. But she really, really love. I would say really, really love Salone because I've checked Instagram and most of the things she always talk about Sierra Leone and everything. Even when she graduated, she was having a flag and she's so proud of being a Sierra Leonean. So, but with time, I do believe say go make a decision as soon as possible.
All right. Before I go to Shadi again, one question for you, quick one. This person they say Rashida is a very good player. I don't think sitting in Armenia will help her. She might need to come and help FC Calon to play. Please, Max, can you ask her if if she's called to come today, will she board the next flight? Because FC Calon really need a player like Rashida to be part of the squad from Abdurrahman all the way in Algeria.
Uh, it's a hell of a decision, but yeah, I will do so. I will do so. That depends because it is not a decision for me to make my own. It depends if the chairman wants me to play. That is Mame Kalon and also Mahmoud Kagbo, who has been my manager for a very long time. And of course, the main decision goes to Teresa Rose, who is my elder sister. She has a final say in everything. So it depends, but I would love to. Like I said, but I want to assure them that I'm still with them, and if things did not work out, maybe December, January, obviously, they will see me back. Maybe
All
they will see
right.
me back in prison. I don't know.
Okay. We hope to let you get a club back in somewhere else in Europe or even in Asia. Saeed is saying I'm watching from Mambolo. And from the phone, another question for Sade. Sade, I would like to know your best moment in soccer and what's your what's the team you don't wish to play against again? From Ibrahim.
I think there's been a few, but it's always for me assisting in making any type of club history. And one of the best moments for me was scoring in that Champions League qualifying round when we were playing in Riga, Latvia. Just the feeling to know that we were going to move on to the next round. That one was a big one for me because that was a step towards a lifelong dream for mine. Um, and I wish never to play PSG again because they beat us pretty bad.
How
And
bad
they
was
ruined.
it?
We don't need to talk about it here, but
I'll find out.
yeah, the score is online, so let me
I'll
not
find
relive
out.
a traumatizing experience. But yeah, the experience was great. The score was not great, and then we had to play them again, and then it was only 0-1. But the first one was bad.
All right. So playing in the Champions League, did you get like any experience that you are building on now? And what do you wish for? Do you want to come back to Europe, or you just want to play in America now?
Yeah, I think when you talk about players who play a little bit of everywhere on the pitch, They call you a utility player. And one of the big experience, I don't like playing in the middle of the field at all. You know, the sideline is my friend. That's why I play on the wing. I don't have to check my shoulder like Rashida. So when the coach said, hey, you have to play the number 8 during that game, I said, I've never played here before, coach. And he said, you're the only one who can play here and do what I need you to do because of your speed, and you have to play here. And that was an experience I'll carry with me forever. And now I embrace the middle of the field. If I have to go in there, I have to go in there. But it was a great experience for me and for the team. And right now, I'm not sure. Just with the state of everything with work and art, I think I'm gonna stay playing in America for a little bit, and maybe later I'll explore a European option. But for right now, this is the first time I've been home in years. You know, kudos to you for being in Armenia. I think people don't understand. I know they want you to come back, but I know your experience and what you're talking about. And I think it's a big deal to leave home. Very few people do it. It's a big deal to leave home and experience a different country and play. And it's a player's dream to do that. And you're showing the rest of the women in the country that, hey, this is possible. And that's, what most people want to do, play at that pro level somewhere else and represent your family name, your country, and you're doing it. So kudos to
All
you for
right.
that.
I have one question.
Thank
I'll
you.
come back to you, but look at Rashida. Esther. She has started again. Rashida killing gas Kamara depends. Keep depending. Knock out the provoking. Knock out the Kalo na And for Sade, Esther say, um, she says, Sade, I like your lines. Keep it up. And that's what Esther is also a player. She's also a soccer player, a female player. And so, quick one, Sade, to the other question. This person they say, if America call you, will you? What will be your option between Sierra Leone and America? From James Konneh all the way in um okay, James is all the way in Morocco, yeah.
I don't think America is calling me anytime soon. There's a lot of structure and a lot of things that go into playing for your country. And for me, that's not something I've been working towards. So I would definitely come to Sierra Leone over that.
Wow. One art like we did for Kamara long years ago. Emmanuel, quick word. I will say Arsenal and go 0-0, but they can't go. So what thing will be you waiting so far you don't observe it? How you think so the people who are concerned football, especially women's football, for move forward and get them ladies there. So by the time they say Sierra Leone they play Cameroon next, we already get Sade, we get Kadiatu, we got a lot of them, but we go bring them one by one, and we also get maybe Monica go don't accept at that time we play for it. Yes, Emmanuel, and maybe I'll be mute you, Michael. Unmute. All right.
All right, thank you, Magdalene. And it's also good for me tonight, like to sit by and listen to my sisters as they talk about the career sports within they do. And I see the passion in waiting in the sea. It moves some part of my life whereby it takes me back into the days when I was pushing on elite sports. It's so good, Magdalene.
Yeah,
The
wait, Emmanuel.
feeling.
Emmanuel was Sierra Leone #1 in table tennis before he traveled to Australia. So apparently he was seed #1 by then.
Yeah, and there's that special feeling as an athlete, representing your nation and playing at elite level that no words can express it. That feeling lies in you. That's whenever you hear people say those words, it just makes you feel happy again. And to my sister Rashida, I think it's a very good welcoming news for you. Like, we know how it is. Like, when you're off season and without a club. So for you to be able to keep and maintain your sharpness, your fitness is very challenging. Because one key thing that always keep players into good shape is when you're able to play competitive matches within a week. And that's why mostly it is advisable. Like if you are off season or like you're within the summer period, you come back home, like find some of the mini leagues you can keep yourself fine tuned into, and that will keep your concentration high, your agility high, and then staying out there just training. Because like if you're training and you cannot execute what you're training competitively, the bar is still low. So take that into consideration. I know like the winter season is getting closer, but to look at it, if by any means you couldn't like solidify any contract, it's good for you to come back home, build on your CV, and there's always a room for you to come out there back again with a solid CV because like we know the difference we can make when you play for teams like FC Cologne, top up there. And for my sister Rashida, I've been just going through your profile, and it's a welcoming news at least for you to have the urge to come back and play for your motherland, Sierra Leone. It's good to rep the green, white, and blue. I miss those days, to be sincere. It's one of the special moments when words cannot express what it means. And you coming back and when whatever aspect you might want to serve in terms of building youth football, supporting building kids in the game, it will make a lot of difference because they might not only what I learned is that we need sport education back home because our sisters there need to realize that there's a lot they can achieve through sports. It's not like you're wasting your time. You can be academically fit, physically and mentally fit through sports. See your life today, I see your artwork. You're able to achieve that and still playing soccer. You can do two. Look at our sister Rashida. She can attest to it, what it takes back home when our sister choose to play soccer. They're being discriminated. But for you coming into the picture, you'll be able to break that barrier, which will serve as a great signal in the nation of Sierra Leone for the females that are playing football or soccer back home. So I'm very impressed tonight, Magdalene, and I know that viewers out there, especially for the coach and Williams, this is a welcoming news for her that it's going to be a tough call for her in terms of selecting players for our national team. And for Aziza Shedepa, I know it's going to be a tough one in terms like putting your documentations in place, coming back to play home. But if the willingness is there, I think Sierra Leone will be very welcome to have the level of your expertise and knowledge in the game back home and make good use of it and help our sisters and take the game to a higher level that we're all crying out for. That comes the next Nations Cup, we'll be able to see our darling shooting and darling New Star ladies moving and play the Nations Cup and even maybe into the Female World Cup, who might knows. Because we have a lot of potentials out there. It's just about how we can put them all together. Because our sister Rashida is doing extremely well in shouting out there some of these names. And if you guys can keep in close contact, the FA, I'm sure, will be ready to pour in more resources and bring the nation to a higher height in terms of women football. Because you see the lady Asma James, she's fighting very hard to make sure that the league doesn't go halfway, that the league play till the end of the year and to fulfillment. So we know that it's a turning around in terms of female football in our country, and it's a welcoming news for me to see you guys willing to come back home and showcase your talent for the green, white, and blue. And I think Magdalene is down for a while.
She's back now.
People they try for call, I don't want to pick call because I won't go now. We probably will go for old Shadi again and again. And we'll go for do some articles for bringing, let people know about them as well. So Shadi, as we go now, waiting. What will be your roundup message? And do you have any motivation for the girls and your roundup word to them?
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys for having me on the show and putting this together and all the great work that's being done right now in Salone. I think my roundup message would be like, I think we need to push for the girls to play. It's not about all the time financial gain or making it all the way to the top. That's not everyone's journey, but I think health is not pushed enough in our nation sometimes, and just being active and fit and just that's part of the game as well. It's part of the game, it's part of life, and just being able to grow old in a healthy lifestyle, and continue to live. I think football is an important game. It doesn't just teach you the game, it teaches you life lessons that I'm constantly learning and gaining from. Football is in every part of everything I do. When I do public speaking, it's because football taught me how to talk to my teammates, to be a leader. When I'm at my job, it's because football taught me how to be a team player. It comes in every aspect. I'm always on time. It's because if I'm not on time, the coach in the club is going to find me and take money
Finally.
from me. I'm always on
Exactly.
time to everything.
Yeah.
So it's these little life lessons that
Yeah.
appear every time in just regular daily life. How I eat, how I
Now
treat
you
my
are a salon
body.
guy. Now I'm gonna take money.
Salone, I know we're not on time. We like to take our time,
But
and that's
then
okay.
Yeah.
before some few questions. Before that, wow, Shade, you always welcome. Really wish for get a lot of female soccer players on board. Go be a great joy. Max, thanks for creating this forum from Esther. And somebody they ask say, Mark, can Shade just say something in Creole? I want to hear from her.
My Creole is not that great, but I do try. Couche, couche, oh man, thank you.
Oh man, howdy, buddy.
How the body final.
Yeah. That's a good try.
Small thing.
Yeah.
By the time I come, you guys, I'll be better. I promise. I'll talk in Creole the whole time when I'm in Salone.
I know. All right, Rashida, as we round up now, waiting will be your message. I don't think you ever come on and me say work out Kadiatu next week. No worry, I already don't book spots for Kadiatu with the interview next week.
I want to say thank you to you for this forum and giving us short opportunity for show the stakeholders and the football bodies and say the need for also put a concentration to us and try for pick us from out there and bring us together and let we try to do something better for the national team because like for me, before I retire, I really want for we CAF Champions League or any other team. I've gone everything I want for winner, even at least let me get something, say winner the first of set of badge and way Konneh the AFCON. I think for me it feels good when the man them qualify. I mean, for me it feels good. I just been imagine how when the woman them go qualify, how it will be like. I want to reach to that level. So I think say before we get there, really, really this is a very big start for let we come together and the bodies and try for see, try for concentrate to we, and that go boost the league out there as well and boost up the local players and for do more. Because the more than the see foreign players and can go represent the country, themselves will try to push himself more for do more for the country. So I want to tell the local players I mean not give up. And also every Sierra Leonean female players them out there, let them come together and let us try for make a country as a better one. Because nobody not go make them for winner, we no more go do one for yourself. So thank you
All
once
right.
again.
Yeah, Shade, Esther like you always say how the body he said the body fine. Rashida killing gas. The sky is your limit. Keep it up. Your prayers will be answered. You must champion one day. All right. Now so they say bye bye. Arsenal don't play for 35 minutes. They not score it. Chelsea not score it. For we Manchester fans, it's a good result. Um Thank you, Alpha. Alpha, you late. Nana in the car will you go? Mr. T don't tell goodbye, say they go sleep. And everybody appreciate the show today. We go continue for share this video far and wide, and we will bring you more articles of with female players them abroad. And Charlie, I got for money. I for come disturb you in your people as well for something very shortly. Not sleep it. You told me it's
Okay.
about 3 a.m. now. 4 a.m.
5 a.m.
All right. Okay. Now, so we back in Sofa now for watch Leon Star.
Exactly.
Australia, anytime Leon Star they play, it's either 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and we go for wake
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
We love it. We love the game. All right, then. Bye bye. And thanks, girls. Thanks, Emmanuel. Go join us next week. Emmanuel, I wish you team good luck with a draw, not win. Thank you, Chanotelli. Thanks for the compliment. All right, bye bye. And Shadia, I will talk to you soon. Rashida will keep talking in PV, and Emmanuel will see our feel. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.